MPulse Summit wants to welcome you to our 7th year. I cannot believe it's been 7 years. And this year is Restore 25. It's been 7 years of transformation, 7 years of elevation, and 7 years of divine impact. MPulse 2025, this is the year of restoration. And Restore 25 is our charge for the season. To rebuild, renew, and reclaim all that has been lost or broken. Joel 2:25 declares, I will restore to you all the years that the locusts have eaten. And this is the year where God restores our time, our purpose, our vision, and our power back into our hands. This is our season to rise, to be renewed, and to walk in the fullness of His promises. Now, what to look forward to at Restore 2025? We're building your vision with powerful speakers and spiritual guidance to fortify your purpose, renewing your mind with deep discussion panels and workshops designed to shift your thinking and to elevate, and reclaiming your power by networking with faith-based driven leaders, entrepreneurs, and creatives. And let us not forget reviving your spirit. Remember, this is not just about business, but it's about aligning with divine destiny and stepping into greatness. MPulse Summit 2025 is here, and this is not just a conference. This is a movement, a spiritual enrichment gathering where faith meets action. So get ready to restore, rebuild, and rise, because this is your year.
What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Chris Bond in the building, working another Restored Now. Got a great interview for you. Another signature VIP, Karyn, Kuhrin, and this is Restore Now podcast. I need to let you know about September 27th through the 29th. Joel 2:25, rebuild, revive, restore. Charlotte, North Carolina is going down, guys. Don't forget, we got all these amazing events for you. Off-site day party. The MIM, Post Power Breakfast, Sundays Post, Men on Pause, Cream Awards Gala, the release, all going down. 3 days, guys, of spiritual, personal, and professional educational sessions, main stage workshops, interactive hands-on classes, MPulse industry mixer, Cream Awards, all those things, spiritual gatherings, the Blue Pajama Jam, the Popular Purpose, Breakfast with Champions. Oh man, there's so much stuff going on. You don't want to miss it. Check this out. We got future professionals in the building. Future professionals coming in for $75. They get the 1 day with the swag bag. 2 days, they get the $99 with the swag bag. And then they can also take advantage of the Cream Agreement Awards in the Industry Mixer for $150. Those are both events that we eat at. So that's why the price is increased, but it's only $150. And you still get all that amazing experience for the weekend. You don't want to miss it. Hey, Charlotte, you in the building, get in the room. We got a special for you, $299. You don't have to get the hotel. You don't have to fly in, but you are right there. Just pull up on us. You can have all of the experience of the MPulse Summit for $299. $299. And that's just the classes and the networking and the main stage panels and the spiritual gatherings. But if you want to take advantage of those events, we got a price for that too. Just let us know what you want to do. Those that are trying to penetrate that market in Charlotte, North Carolina, you are a small business. You are a brand. You can market with us. We've got packages for you to partnership with us. You can have your signs and your logos at our event. You can be on the screen. We can help promote you as well with us at Restore Joel 225, MPulse Summit 2025 going down. Here's the QR code for those that, I want to sign up because I know it's almost about that time. What is it, July? Yeah, here's the lock-in right here. Scan that, and you will be in the building. Everything in that QR code, your hotel, everything you need is right there in the QR code. We are about to get to a young lady that, has been to MPulse Summit. And she has a wonderful testimony, just like everybody else that's been talking about MPulse Summit. You guys need to check this young lady out. She's doing a lot of great things. She just had an amazing event today. She's going to tell us a little bit about that. She's excited about that. She can't wait to tell me about that. I know that's going to be the first thing off her mouth. But let's bring her to the table right now. Let's get her to the stage. See if I can say it right. The KG. I want to y'all make some noise right now for Karyn Gordon.
Hello. Hi, everyone. I'm so happy to be here. Hello, Mr. Grant Pocky. How are you?
I am excited that you are in the building, especially after a day that you've had.
Oh my goodness.
And I know that the adrenaline, did I say that right? Did I say Adrian? Whatever it is.
Now you got me messing it up. The adrenaline.
You are on that high right now, right? And there's so many good things that's happening for you in your space. We're going to talk about some of those things, all right? I got about 5 segments. I want to ask you some questions. In between those segments, we'll be having some commercials or whatnot, but this promises to be a good live. I need people to share it, though. Karyn, tell these people to share the live out.
Please share it. Share it. Tell your friends. Tell your family. Like, you don't want to miss this, and you don't want to miss MPulse Summit. So definitely share this live. Share this info. As a matter of fact, tag your people now.
Absolutely.
Tag your people now. Get them in this room.
This is the lady right here. This is the KG for Hair LLC. This is her business. She is in Beaufort, Georgia, y'all. And you can reach her at 718-810-3774. Her email is kgforhair@gmail.com. And she is a licensed multicultural hair salon stylist, mobile stylist, educator, and she offers luxury hair services, and she does educating and training. So our first segment as we move is heart first. And let's talk about who is Karyn Gordon. Who is she? Tell us a little bit about that.
Hello. Hi, I am Karyn Gordon, and I am a wife, a mother to 2 amazing boys. I am a community activist. I like to say I'm a community leader here in Beaufort. I love the kids. I love to serve. I'm a hairstylist, of course. And I mean, I don't mean to say I'm a hairstylist last, but I do all these things intertwined into one. So they are all of who I am. But I love being a mom. I have a child on the spectrum. So I have 2 children on the spectrum, actually, just in different levels. So every day is a different day. It's never dull. So I'm just a busy mom, just out here trying to help people and pour into people, one person, one community at a time.
That's great.
Yes, that's who I am.
That's good stuff. And we appreciate that. You know, I'm so happy that you are passionate about what you do.
Absolutely.
And it definitely makes a difference in having your heart first in what you got going on. And, you know, you're not just out here just trying to grab a bag, right?
Right.
So that's where we get into like the thing that you did today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Let's talk about that.
It Absolutely amazing. So about back in February, I had and I'm not even gonna say I'm gonna say God planted this idea in my heart and in my head, and he said to me, I was asking God and talking to him, what's next? What should I do? How can I serve the people in this industry? Like, okay, I have clients, I have this, but I want to serve the people in this industry. I want to create connections, community. I never really had a lot of, quote unquote, curl friends. I had curl acquaintances, but I never really had a lot of curl friends, just people I knew. So Blowouts and Brunch was born, and the first one, this because today was the second one. So the first one was absolutely amazing. We brought people together. We did what we needed to do. We educated. We built camaraderie. We built community. But today we built family. Today was just an entirely different vibe, because today's event was definitely built on obedience. I sacrificed a lot of just like, I guess what we like to call like personal flesh things, going out, have partying, going to my cousin's bachelorette party. Like, her bachelorette party was this weekend, and I just knew I could not go. It's just something the spirit kept talking, you can't go to that. I paid the money, everything, $400. I just couldn't do it. And we had a couple things happen, like some of the sponsors, their stuff didn't show up. They had to send it in an Uber. Some of the artists, there were just different issues. And then it was just confirmation when those things happened this weekend, and I was here and I was available. It was like, girl, if you would have been in Ocean City, cracking crab legs, like in Ocean City, while people are here, supporting me, waiting for me, needing me, wanting the things that I'm telling them that I'm offering. Also, the people behind the scenes, they're working their tails off for me. And how dare I want to go and hang out and, while these people are doing these things. So, today was, like I said, it was built on obedience. It was built on trust in the Lord. It was built on, people coming together around me and pouring into me and showing me like, hey, there are people that believe in you. There are people that actually see you. So today, when we had those educators enter the building and the guests, the students, we had future professionals, we had professionals there. We were able to pour into these young people, all ages, actually, all different levels in the industry. We were all able to pour into them and to see reception in the eyes of people sitting in the audience. You see a quiet room and you wonder, are they receiving this? And then you look in their eyes and you see that sparkle. And, I told them today, the whole point of Blowouts and Brunch is to create a networking community for stylists, to create affordable education, for stylists to come together and create a community amongst each other, because we're not in competition, we're in community. Like what I do here, what you do over there, we're not stopping either of us from doing anything. So we need to be more in community, bonding and building with each other so that we can all make more money, all build more clients, all help each other. So that was the point of Blowouts and Brunch. And I really feel like today was it was a huge step towards bringing people together. And I told them today that the project this season, and this is what I'm hearing, the project this season is bring the people together. It's not about money. It's not this. I sent somebody a picture of my step and repeat today.
Yeah.
And the first thing they said was, next time tell them to put your name bigger, but it's nice. And immediately, the old me, I'll say 2 years ago, 3 years ago, would have went back to it, zoomed in. You know what? You're right. I should have. Like, why is my name not all big in a bit? This is me. I did this. But immediately my brain said, but this is not about me.
Right.
Immediately. I was very I was very happy seeing my name spread out with everyone else's.
Sure.
I'm happy with that. I was just so happy. And I just, I was like, wow, it's just not my mindset anymore. It's
That's
just
good.
not.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's good. So tell us, because that was such a success. Tell us about K&G. Let's talk
Ah,
about that success.
oh my goodness. So KG for hair, the salon. Um, that's what you want to talk about, right?
Tell us about
The salon.
KG for Hair LLC. How it came to life. What inspired you to create it?
All
It's
right.
something unique. It's your own thing.
So I'm a New York girl. I'm a New York City girl.
Yeah.
I moved here to Georgia 5 years ago, dead smack in the middle of the pandemic. When we were in New York and we were dealing with everything 2020, my husband got really sick with COVID. I'm, doing work on Zoom with the children. I mean, imagine doing speech therapy, occupational therapy, all these things on a Zoom with two different kids, two different therapists. And in the midst of that, remember, they shut everything down. New York wasn't one of those states where you could just open, like, Georgia opened back up. Florida opened back up. New
Right.
York, they were like, absolutely not. We couldn't even go to a park and play.
Wow.
So yeah, it was really bad. So I started doing research on how to make hair oils because, like everybody else during the pandemic, I decided to go natural. I mean, clearly I left that train, but you know, during that pandemic, I decided to go natural, and I was like, oh, I want to create a hair oil that that works for my hair. I wanted to just experiment and play around. And I didn't have a business. I didn't have a else. I didn't have anything. And I was like, well, what do we call our business? And I just was like, you know what? KG for hair. It's Karyn Gordon, KG for hair. So I started KG for hair, but like I said, I still wasn't doing hair. I was inside. I was just playing with these oils and measuring and trying to find the right mix. And then they reopened. But in this time, we had been thinking about moving, making a change to
Mm-hmm.
Georgia. And, I don't really know, like, I know a few people here, but I don't know enough to have a business, a brand, like, just to jump in. And so we moved here to Georgia. I started working in a salon, after finding the perfect house for us. I started working in a salon maybe 5 minutes up the street. And it turned out to be a terrible experience. I was bullied. I wasn't treated well. I wasn't respected at my level of work. And even though I wasn't in a strong relationship with the Lord at that time, I know I heard God say, this is not what you asked for. You asked for a house that you could build a salon in.
Mm.
And I always said that. I want a house I could build a salon. I would love to have a salon in my house. And I would just say these things in passing. And he said, you asked for a house you could build a salon in. So why are you working up the street? And I figured, you know what, that's why this is not working. Like, it's not working because I don't belong here. It wasn't the clients. The clients loved me. I've always been good at building clients. There were literally only three of us working there, me, the owner, and her assistant. I don't know how it didn't work or we didn't get along, but it just happened. So I said, you know what? I hear you, God. I stepped out of that situation. I stepped away. I had no job, no money, because we done bought this house, put all the money, dumped everything into this place. So I had no job, no money. Thankfully, I have a husband who works. And I said, you know what? Let's get started on building this situation here. Ripped up some carpets, put some floors in, bought a sink, had the guy come and put the plumbing in, and KG for Hair LLC was born. And yeah, that's when I really went through with my paperwork, and I said, you know what? Let's get this LLC all the way together. And it was born from there. And
Wow.
every single client
Mm-hmm.
that I saw at that salon up the street, they found me. every single client. And
Wow.
every single client came from there to here, to my home. And when I first was down here, because it's 2 rooms, I only had enough money to take the carpet off of 1 floor. So I took the carpet off the main floor for cutting. You know, obviously you don't want to cut on a carpet, but the shampoo area still had a carpet. And I'm like, oh my gosh, they're not going to want to come. This is ghetto. I was like, this is not an experience. Like, I was like, this is going to be weird. But God showed me something else. And those people came, and they came, and they came, and they came, and they came.
Wow.
And I made money, and I got this other carpet removed, and we did upgrades. And I promoted on Facebook. And like I said, I am huge when it comes to community. So being a member of different organizations and talking to people, being on the football board, I joined that, being in the Black Women's Association of Sugar Hill, you know, just different organizations, you know, joining and getting to know people. You know, my business was birthed, and it became word of mouth. It just people telling people. And, you know, I love the babies. So, you know, people don't want to take kids, but KG takes those babies. Like, bring those kids on down. Bring those kids. You have special needs kids, bring them to me. Your kid is on the spectrum and he can't sit still. Baby, we do haircuts like this all day.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
We do haircuts like this. Oh, I got to get on my hands and knees and do a haircut. Let's go.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really powerful. We're going to come back with a commercial, and we're going to get into some more of this KG.
It created a space for men to be themselves, to be vulnerable, to ask questions, the hard questions of life, and just being a man. And it's something that most men don't have, is that space to say, I'm me, I am who I am, and I can speak who I am and be in my truth.
It was a very, very informative session where men were very transparent about their feelings, which men normally don't expose, because we're taught, suck it up, it'll get better, you better not cry. If you do, you're a sissy. It was a safe place in which we could say exactly how we feel, specifically about our relationships with our wives.
How do you feel? How do you feel? My father, I know he loved me. It's the man I looked up to all my life. Of course, you know, he told me, good job, son.
Why is it so hard for men to express their feelings and their emotions?
You know, he told me he loved me occasionally.
As we're young, we model. We take these things in, and we see other men not express their emotions. I'm dead, that's how I make it today. You know, whatever, I gotta get through. That's what we continue to do.
All right, we back. We are back. Karyn, you have brought us up to a point where you take on children that have special needs, and you guys are willing to get on your knees, and whatever we need to do, we're going to make sure that those children are serviced. Absolutely. I think that's very awesome. Let's go into our segment number 2, which is a great segue for us to talk about the chair, the client, the craft, right? And so we're looking at you being known for your blowouts. That's why you created a blowout boot camp. But you are best known for blowouts. What sets your approach apart when it comes to precision and technique? And what's the difference between your blowouts and any other blowouts that's out there?
Well, I would say I spent a lot of years, doing them and perfecting them, understanding different textures of hair, take different tools, just just going in, you have to go in with every blowout with an open mind, because every round brush is not going to work on every texture of hair. Every paddle brush may not work on every texture of hair. Every blowout product, some people, their blowouts last longer with less product. Some people, their blowouts last longer with more products. It's all about technique and tools. That's how I think it's about technique and tools. And I definitely have mastered that, because like it says, I am a multi-texture, multicultural stylist. So I spent a lot of years really, really with my hands in all different types of hair. I worked in a Japanese hair salon for 3 years. Like, I worked downtown Manhattan in a predominantly, Jewish, Persian, like white. So, just working with different textures of hair, Jewish women, Hispanic women, Asian women and men, Black women, Caucasian women. Like, I've literally, like, no hair texture is a stranger to me.
So what are some of the common mistakes that you see clients or even stylists making when it comes to working with different textures of hair or even long-term healthy hair?
The number one mistake I see is not giving each client their individuality. Like, all hairs are not the same. So this one is not going to need the same treatment as that one.
Sure.
This, you may need to cut this one's hair a little bit more often than this one. Not realizing that most people have texture, and it's just about the level of the texture. So I feel like that's a little bit of the mistakes. And sometimes people don't like to learn about other things. They kind of stay stuck in one box, and then when they get thrown something, they use the information from that one box on that one person, versus actually educating themselves on different textures of hair and different textures, different curl patterns, different people. Like, you have to educate yourself. You have to educate yourself on different hair textures. Like, a lot of times, people will look at someone who has a huge fro and they're like, oh, that hair is so thick, it's so dense. But then you get inside of it, and each strand of hair is very fine. And then you look at someone, with Japanese and or Asian hair, and maybe their hair is down to here, and you're like, oh, that hair is stringy and straight. And then you get close up on it and you realize that one strand of that Japanese hair is like 7 of ours.
Wow.
Yes. So you really have to learn the different textures, like cuticle layers in different hair. Like, those layers on most Asian hair, do you know how many layers are there? And that's why they have that shine, and that's why it lays so nice and it looks so heavy. Things like that. Our cuticle layer, sometimes we get that frizz because it's very fine. It's very thin. It's not. So sometimes that, what people think they know versus what they study, we have to kill the myth. There's a lot of myths that go around about hair that are just not true. You have to educate yourself.
And this brings us to our next segment. I just love how we're just marrying each segment. It's so perfectly connected together. That educator piece. Yeah. Very, very important for you to have gone through all those different experiences with those different textures. You have to be in the building or have that hair in your hand. Feel that it can't come from a mannequin.
Nope, absolutely not.
You've got to actually experience this and go through some of these trials to get that kind of education. Why is it so important for stylists, especially new ones now, to receive this kind of education or mentorship for this industry to stay strong? Because, we got YouTube University.
Oh, YouTube University, the enemy.
I got IG.
Okay. But it is very important for our future pros to in our pros here now, it is important for you to get this education and continue in education because it keeps you motivated. It keeps you in the now. And I find that the more you know, the more you can talk about it, the more excited you get because you're like, I know what I'm talking about. You know, when you can break down to a client like, this is why I'm doing this, this is why I'm doing that, I'm doing this because your hair looks like this. You feel smart, you look smart, you look like the professional. Like why don't you want to be at the top of your game? Like we invest in everything else we want to do. We want to go to the Beyonce concert.
Yes.
You go and invest into the Beyonce concert. You go get you an outfit, you get your hair done, you get your lashes, you get your nails, you do all this stuff.
Yeah.
Just so you could be 1 out of 50 million in a stadium. And it has no value on anything as soon as you leave. As soon as you leave, it's over. It's
Absolutely.
gone.
Yeah.
You know, but when you invest in your education, that lasts. Like you take that, new client today, drop that on the client, give them that education. Let them know you're educated. My clients let me tell you, I tell my client right now, ooh, baby, I got to cancel your appointment tomorrow because I got a class. It was last minute. My client would say, you know what, Karyn, you go ahead to that class because every time you come back, my hair look better. My hair growing stronger. I come back and I educate my clients. So therefore, my clients don't have to look on YouTube University because they know that I am going to get this education. And so therefore, my client's not going to sit in the chair and tell me about my job. I'm telling them. So
Don't mess this. It's a cultural divide. I'm gonna get it on the flow.
Don't be afraid to share it.
40 acres in the muse, it's bigger than the music. Yeah, they tried to rig the game, but you can't fake influence. Hey, I'm tripping, I'm sliding, I'm riding through the back like bust that on a beat, bro, deep out in the rap. He a freak, throw man down, call like Amber Lambs, tell him breathe. Now them boys to the cross, they walk around like tees. What's up with these Draconio? Trying to see Compton. In the street can hate me, bump them all in they mama. How many options you really got? I mean, it's too many options. Been a crash on his body, I'm John Stockton.
I will never dread hair wash days after learning this. Meet Tahiri Kids, the game changer in kids hair care. Introducing Tahiri Kids Hair Care System, where gentle, natural ingredients meet proven results. Say goodbye to tangles, dryness, and those pesky tears during bath time. Our formulas are free from harsh chemicals, parabens, and sulfates, making them perfect for delicate scalps and every hair type. Watch as our claymation friends show you how easy and fun hair care can be. From our detangling shampoo to our nourishing conditioner, Tahiri Kids transforms hair care into a playful adventure. Parents, this is more than just hair care. It's a bonding moment that leaves their hair healthy, shiny, and strong. Plus, with our eco-friendly packaging, you're doing good for the earth too. Tahiri Kids, naturally beautiful hair, naturally happy kids. Got questions? Drop them in the comments. Click the link in our bio to learn more. Don't miss out. Join the Tahiri Kids family today.
So we're back from that commercial. We talked about so far. I'm gonna reset the room, Karyn. We have talked about your heart, who you are. We talked about you being the blowout champion. We talked about how you have created something with KG for Hair LLC. We talked about you working from a multicultural care, understanding all different textures of hair and educating yourself. Talked about the chair, the client. You like, hey, bring the babies to me. Nobody want to do the babies, I'll do them.
Very good.
And we talked about the craft. Individuals saying, hey, you know, I need to go to this class. I need to reschedule your appointment. And your clients is like, hey, cool, because every time you come back from a class, we get better results, greater service.
Listen, my last client sponsored me $400 to go to TBR.
Oh wow, wow.
Yeah.
That's a testimony right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you are the educator in the industry because you take the classes, you invest in your education. Let's go to this fourth segment here. And we got two more segments, this one and then another. But I want to talk about faith, family, and fortitude. We have a question for you as far as your lead with God first. You really believe in this, and talk about how your faith has grounded you in your work and in your leadership and in your salon.
So crazy. So not crazy, just real. You know, faith hasn't always been at the forefront. Like it hasn't always been like, oh, God first. I'm gonna, I definitely was one of those people just literally just out here just of course making money, but just out here just running around, just like no guidance. Just what we gonna do now? What we gonna do now? But after meeting Micheline at Bronner Brothers in February, last year, I met her there. I came to her class, and it was just something very different about the education in that room. Just completely different. And maybe 5 to 10 minutes prior to coming to that room, I had went to that prayer tent. And something about that tent, it was like, oh, go and get a prayer. See what's going on over there. Something just drew me there. And so I went from that prayer tent to then someone saying, hey, come with me to this class. Oh, do you know Micheline Barber? And I was like, no, I don't know her, but I'll go to that. Remember, I'm new to Atlanta. I haven't been to a lot of Black hair shows. I'm not really into the Black culture. So I'm like, I don't know these people, but I want to know them. So I go to this classroom. I meet Mitch. I meet Miss D. I meet Sierra. And the class, like I said, I've never been to a class that was taught like this. And the first thing out of Mitch's mouth is, you know what? I talk about God. So if y'all have an issue with that, the door is right there. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, I like that. Okay, I'm going to stay here. And then, like I said, the class was absolutely amazing. Me and Miss D really connected. And then Miss D invited me to the prayer call, the prayer line. And so I started to call. And so, like I said, that was February. February has come again. So it's been over a year. And now we're in July. So it's like a year and a half I've been on this prayer line. And it really helped me to like come out of my shell and like really to see myself how God sees me and see myself how Jesus sees me. And just moving forward with that, I still hadn't found a church. And from one of the babies that came to my KG for LLC to get her hair done, I had been hearing about this church in my neighborhood called Victory. So many people talk about it. So many people go there. And this young girl, 16, she just did not like her hair. She just wasn't happy. And by the time I finished that appointment, she just loved herself. And, I was talking to her about being afraid of churches because of judgment. And, I have 2 kids on the spectrum. Are they going to accept my children? Or, things like that. So at the end of the appointment, I walk her out. And at the end of the driveway, she turns and gives me the biggest hug. And this child said to me, I think you should come to Victory. Your children will really love it there. That was a Friday. Victory has so many services. There's really no reason not to go. The next day, Saturday, 6 p.m. service, I was at Victory. I haven't missed a service since. And so just really like being intentional, because I also joined a small group and I was doing Bible study through the fall and through the spring, and just really being intentional about my relationship with God and getting close to him and understanding his promises and the sacrifice that Jesus made. Like this year, everything was good. Even Easter, I came home and watched the Passions of Christ, and just to feel it, literally. I watched that movie years ago and it was like, oh, I don't want to watch it. It was like to feel it, the devastation, it was just, and so now I know it's through the grace of God, through his glory, that everything I do is for him. Everything I do, even with having classes, is to serve. It's to serve the people of this beauty industry, to serve the people of my community, to serve my family, to serve my friends. It's, because I'm good. Like, I'm good. I'm good. I have God. I'm healthy. Like my faith, I have my family. I have, we're good. So it's just getting in tune, in aligned. That's why I say alignment is the new hustle. Because when you are aligned, things just flow. And I say to people,
talk to me real quick about, because I think you're finna go there anyway. As a wife and as a autism mother, and you juggling these different things with growth of your business and growing, and like you said, getting this new passion for building your relationship with Christ, your heart is soft. And so the littlest thing can start bringing those tears of joy, also to kind of show you his love for you. When you start thinking about his love, and
yes,
when you now look at the Passion of Christ, and now you actually now have you have a place where you can identify with that now.
Yeah.
How do you deal with these different spectrums of your life? The wife part. How do you deal with the mother part? And you still got all your hair in your head.
Because I used to get frustrated. I mean, I do feel like with my children, I've always had some sort of patience, because at the end of the day, people ask me all the time, oh, how do you stay so, and I always say, well, what else am I supposed to do? Like, I get that there are people who like losing, but there are more people who don't lose it than there are people who lose it. You know what I mean? So it's like, what am I supposed to do? And with this relationship with God, it's like I was chosen. I was chosen to be their mom. Like, this is a girl who's been on her own since she was 15, taking care of her own self. And then it's like, God's like, okay, here go some children that, need you. Whereas I was a child that fended for themselves. You get what I'm saying? So it's like the things I went through in my life, it gave me the strength to be there for them, to be there, to protect them.
Yeah.
And then as far as being a wife, I'm like the first person in my family to get married, like of my generation. So, and like, I've known my husband since 1996. So we have a friendship. You know what I'm saying? We have a friendship. We have a real connection. We have actual things in common. We bonded in marching band. You know what I mean? So we've been friends for a long time, and together for 15 years. So, he supports me in the things that I want to do. Just today, when I finished the class, he called me. He was getting off of work. He said, what's up? What are you doing? I said, oh yeah, I'm on my way to football practice. Then I have a Zoom at 7. Then I have a thing at, he said, you are the Alpha Almighty. He goes, I don't know how you do this, but he said, you are everything. I was like, thank you. But yeah, all right, I gotta go. But he just supports me, and he's such a hard worker, and we're a team. Like, we're a team, so yeah, the family part, I mean, they're my rock. They're my everything. Everything I do is for them, and it's for God and for them. So yeah, like everything I do, like all the things. Yeah.
Regroup tours are happening, and they're coming to a city near you. If you would like to be a part of our premium network and educational event, just giving you a little taste, a little sprinkle about what MPulse is going to be bringing to you in September, then look for this. You can simply buy tickets on MPulseSummit.com, or again, they're on Stan Store /MPulse Summit.
7 years ago, we made room. Then came the victory. Now it's time to restore. Charlotte, North Carolina, September 27th through the 29th. Prepare to rebuild, revive, and restore everything the locusts have eaten, as promised in Joel 2:25. This is more than a beauty summit. It's a transformation spiritually, personally, and professionally. Find your tribe and reconnect to a new life source for your beauty profession. Bring your spouse, because we're restoring the entire family. And experience the powerful men on pause gathering, and women embrace your journey. And together, we unite in spiritual gatherings like Sunday Pulse and The Release. Elevate your experience with our signature VIP pass, where the entire weekend has your name written all over it. Literally, MPulse Summit 2025, Charlotte, North Carolina. Register now for the MPulse Summit Restore 2025 at MPulseSummit.com. Register now for the MPulse Summit Restore 2025, MPulseSummit.com.
All right.
I love all these commercials.
hey, we gotta let the people know they need to register for MPulse Summit. It is going down September 27th to the 29th. And those that, if you know Micheline, if you know what kind of products and things that she has attached her name to, and those things have been very successful, then you know she's gonna go really hard for herself. And every time you connect with her, it's always a win-win situation. She only looks out for the best. She is people over profit. So, you know, we're not just trying to sell tickets, and it's not another hair show. Matter of fact, don't call it a hair show. Call it a gathering. Call it a summoning for those that need to be, those that need to be restored in your spirit and in your personal and your professional life. For those that are saying, I'm stuck and I'm almost at burnout, this is the stop you need to make so that you can finish out the rest of the year with excitement. And for some, I've heard that this is what they need to give them what they need for the whole year, all the way up to next September. So
that's about it.
You have
I'm still eating off them.
Yes, I know. You still eating off of it. That's what I'm talking about. That's why we got you on the line. And you met us in Atlanta this past month, right?
Yes,
right?
At the regroup.
Yeah. You came to the regroup too, and then you brought some folks with you, and that was amazing as well. And I want to get into this this part where we talk about restore, and this is our last segment. We're talking about MPulse Summit and Restore Now conversation. For those that just probably dropping in, look, you got to do some catching up. We I can tell you where we started at. We started with finding out who Karyn was in the Karyn. Y'all better get the name right. Put the Karyn in it. Karyn, and she is the blowout queen. But not only is she blowout queen, she had an amazing event today called the Blowout and Brunch, and she brought people together. She brought family together. She brought educators. People had a real amazing time. She was so excited about that. She started with that conversation. And then we got into the chair, the client, and the craft. Some very good stuff. Listen, if you missed any of this, you can always go back and check it out. We got it on our YouTube channel. And we'll also do some replays on it. And also, she talked about this educator piece. This was a real good piece for those that are just getting into business. She wanted you to realize that hair is different in a lot of different cultures and textures. And if you don't have your hands on it or haven't experienced it, you really don't know what you should be advising your clients if you haven't picked up that multicultural type style, right?
Okay.
So
true.
You should want to explore. If you call yourself a true hair artist or a true cosmetologist, your hands should be in all types of all different textures of hair. Just to know that you have that confidence that I can work with anything, right?
We talked about that today. Everybody wants a niche, but what happened to that well-rounded situation? Cut, color, style.
Absolutely.
That is the foundation. Like, no matter what, those three things are never going anywhere.
Segment 4, we talked about your faith. You gave us a real clear picture of you drawing closer to the Father and understanding his position and his presence in your life. And hopefully you found a church home because of a 16-year-old. And
Victory Hamilton Mill.
Yeah, out of the mouths of babes, you'll make that big leap and see the Father even more, and he continued to reveal himself to you and show you greater things. And this is our last segment as we talk about your MPulse Summit experience and also what the word restore means to you. We're going to give you a series of these types of questions. First of all, can you give us just a little history on how you connected with MPulse Summit?
Like I said, met you guys at Broner's in February in Atlanta. Joined the prayer call. Then as time went by, I reached out to Mitch and scared, man. I jumped in her DM and I said, "Hey, you going to Broner's in New Orleans?" And she said, "Yeah, are you?" And I said, "Oh man, yeah, but I was trying to see if I could roll with y'all." Just afraid. I did it afraid. And we called each other. She talked, she gave me her number. I reached out. We talked on the phone. We just kicked it for like an hour. And I was just so in shock because the narrative of the industry, you meet people and then you think you can't talk to them or you can't reach them and you can't. But Micheline showed me something different. Like she opened up. And so I was like, okay. And like I said, we just kicked it on the phone for an hour. She invited me to New Orleans. I came to the house with you guys, the Airbnb, up at 3 a.m. doing highlights. Y'all were not joking about that team, no sleep. I learned that day. But then, what really was like on another level is that here I am, I came with no expectations. I came not expecting anyone to do or give me anything. I came to serve, to work. And that first day in the convention center, when Mitch just kind of stood down there in the audience and said, "Okay, now y'all go ahead." And I was like, "Wait, what? Who go ahead? Who go ahead and do what?" And next thing you know, I'm on a Broner Brothers platform doing blowout, and it did not feel real. I was like just on a cloud, and having someone pour into you like that and invite you in open arms, just come on, let's try. If you can do it, do it. And then to get the feedback And then the conversation, sitting around the table with you guys, us having real conversations about real life and really like, okay, so what do you want to do? What do you, just things like that. It was different to have someone actually care and pour and say, you know what, we got you, period. We got you. And then, of course, it was a no-brainer that I was going to MPulse Summit. I mean, you don't spend weekends like that and then say, oh, I'm not, this not my family now. Like, come on now. You just can't. So, going to MPulse Summit, even with that, I was still, teetering. My pastor like to say, you think you playing, pity pat, but you out here playing Russian roulette. Like, and that's like, I was still out here playing Russian roulette, even though, I knew where I wanted to be. But it's like you fighting with the sacrifice of the obedience. And so I'm like in a tug of war, like, but I know, like I said, where I want to be. And so I go to MPulse Summit. We all know, I kind of brought a person that it didn't align, but it also taught me a lot. So I do think even though that person didn't align with what was going on, it was still meant to happen.
Sure.
It was still meant to happen because something clicked. And it was like, you clearly right here, right? You're clearly here. And it's like, you have this where God is like, I'm about to blow your mind. And it's like, then it's over here and it's like, but you keep playing with your life. And at MPulse Summit, I had to make a choice. And being in that sanctuary, because we turned that whole hotel into a sanctuary. I can't even call it a boardroom because that was a sanctuary. Being in that sanctuary and hearing Imani Rayford preaching that word and saying out her mouth, and to you, mama, that mama who has a child with autism, and to you, I'm like, what is happening? And it was just something there. Like when she said, if you ready to surrender now, you just come up here now. And if I could have walked over the people, like move, let me through, to get up there and just surrender and I was just done. Like, it's, how you just done with the games and the uncertainty, the not being sure. And God give me the wisdom to not lean on my own. Like, I just want to follow you. And that's what it was. And that's what I got. That's exactly what I got. That's why I say MPulse Summit, it is not a hair show. This is not a hair show. So if you just want some quick haircuts and you learn a quick haircut so you can just run to the salon and make some money real quick, this is not the place for you. But if you're looking for alignment, if you're looking to change your life, because let me tell you, forget my business. It was about getting right here. And getting right on the inside and understanding that I'm nothing without God. Like, I'm nothing. Like, and being able to say I'm nothing is totally fine, because then I'm here. I can give God the glory for everything. I'm okay with that. And that's the life I want to live. So that's why I tell people, you coming to MPulse Summit, you coming to get right up in here. It's not about, oh, I'm here to get some money, teach me how to make money, teach me. No. Because like I said, just off of getting right in here, I'm still eating off of things that I've learned at MPulse Summit. I'm still, like, the blessings are still pouring down because of the work I'm doing on myself.
Yeah. That's what we talk about. We talk about that transformation from the spiritual sense, from the personal sense, and for the professional. We really make a intention to meet all three peers or areas of the body where, you're going to get the skill set that you need. But what good is it to have the skill set and your personality is jacked up?
Right.
You don't know how to even service. You don't know how to give good customer service. Or what good is it to have great personal skills and customer service and be professional, but you don't have love or you got unforgiveness? And, Paul talks about that being, tinkling brass and, it's like nothing. You can preach, you can speak in tongues, but if you don't have love, you really don't have nothing.
Hello. Because that's all God.
Yeah.
God is love.
And
God
so we need
love.
all three parts to be in alignment. And that's what we really, really focus on. And that's what the summit is really about, is to summon all those parts of you and to bring them into the right alignment. I got another question for you, which is dealing with our fifth segment, our final segment. We're talking about MPulse Summit. You gave us some history on how you came to know and develop a relationship with Micheline, and there was something totally different from any other relationship as far as working with, someone that caliber. Micheline giving you an opportunity to even join her on her platform and stage, and this is first time hands-on, really, right?
Absolutely.
Let's look at the word restore for a moment. Have you had a restore moment through a call? Of course you have. Through a conversation? Of course you have. Through an encounter? Yes. So this question is loaded because you got all of these. You got one for a call. You got one for a conversation. Let's take a restore encounter that reminds you that it ain't about hair. It's deeper than hair. It's bigger than hair. Give me that encounter that you had.
A restore encounter. So many. I guess, a restore encounter. I mean, maybe seeing Tam at the regroup in Atlanta. Just us re-encountering each other. And realizing that because I completely got saved at MPulse Summit. Completely got saved. Like completely changed my life. Literally, I left that place in a different person, and I've been on that walk. But just like seeing Tam again, like at the regroup, and her realizing that I got saved at MPulse Summit, and her praying over me, and us reconnecting, and under it, like that right there, it shows you that it's bigger than hair. It's bigger than hair. I mean, Tam prayed on me from the soles of my feet to the top of my head today. Like, and put her hands on me. Like, I never had these experiences before. Ever in my life, ever. So just these experiences, my circle has completely changed. Like, I went from hanging out with a party girl to hanging out with a minister every day. And like, we have a good time. We play cards, we play spades, we laugh, we joke. That's a regular person. Just because she's a minister and preaches the word, doesn't mean that we can't have a good time and love on each, like, the entire thing, just all the encounters, just everything. It's just different. Like, I have friends who pray for me, people who send me messages like, I'm praying for your this. Like, my minister Fern tells me all the time, big things are happening for you. I'm praying for you to stay humble. I'm praying for you to stay grounded. I'm praying for these people pray for my well-being. Like, so I'm telling you, like I told her yesterday, I said, baby, if you ain't gonna lift me up onto the roof and drop me down, I don't want you. I don't want it. That's the kind of friends I want. Carry me up to the roof, cut a hole in, and bring me down to Jesus if I'm too weak. If you ain't up for that, I don't want it. That's what I said to them.
Yeah, them some good friends right there. Yes.
Okay.
They was
Okay.
worried about they want their friend to get healed.
Healed by any means necessary.
Yes.
And
yes.
that's the type of energy I want to be on and I want around me.
That's good. That's good.
That's it.
That's good.
I'm real quick. I want to let you. I am doing an inner city mission. I'm starting to do missions with the church, and so we are going to do here in Georgia at the Cascade. You know, if you all want to volunteer in Georgia at the Cascade, you know where TIB skating. So at the Cascade on July 26th, we're doing a mission. We're going to serve almost 1,000 people, maybe 700 kids. We're going to give away 700 backpacks. We're going to be cutting hair. We're going to be feeding these people. We're going to be having games, raffles, all these things out there. We'll be out there from 11 to 1 is the giveaway. Yeah, but yeah, like I said, it's serving season.
That's powerful right there. I love that. And we probably want to give them some more information on that. If there's a website or something that we could possibly.
City Takers. It's called City Takers.
Okay.
Yes.
And is that City Takers? Is that the .com or is it on Facebook?
Yeah, you can, if you Google City Takers in Atlanta, Georgia, it's a nonprofit organization. It will come up. It's a Christian organization. City Takers, and you can find all the info right there. Definitely.
I got a question for you. What are you personally believing for MPulse Summit 2025? I can break it down for you too. I can break it down for you like this. What are you expecting as a restore for your spiritual? What are you expecting for him in restoration for your personal? And what are you expecting for him in your professional? Give me those expectations. What's the spiritual piece?
So for my personal, I am just trying to stay connected and have a genuine encounter and just with God. Like I want to have a genuine encounter with God. I want to I just want to stay connected to him and just continue to serve him and just and give him all the glory. As far as like family, I mean, I'm bringing my whole family to MPulse Summit. My 12-year-old son, MPulse Summit is on his 13th birthday, September 27th. And so we're going to celebrate him at MPulse Summit. And he is a lover of Jesus. And so I want him to experience that. I want him to come. I want my son and I want my family to come. And as far as like my family, I want my husband to kind of full transparency, you know, we not on the same page when it comes to faith. So I want him to have an encounter. I want him to see, you know, because we obviously we can't force people, you know, free will. Jesus does not want you forced. But I want him to have an encounter and I want him to see how God moves and how he works and, you know, with some faith. And when you believe in God and you know, understand his promises, you can see how he can move. The same way we believe in other things, the same way, you know, we can trust other earthly things, and you know what I mean. So I want him to see. I mean, I know he sees how faith is changing my life. I know he does. But I want the Holy Spirit to get into him a little bit.
Wow, that's good
Yeah.
stuff. And
Yeah.
that was on a personal deal. Did you address our spiritual side?
Did I? I don't think I did. Spirit.
Spiritually for you, what do you want to take from MPulse this year?
I want to spiritually, more healing.
Mm-hmm.
More healing, and I think that's the number one thing. Because going to MPulse Summit, I have never been able to really express my story, like who I am, or some of the things that I've been through in my life, because it's always been like I'm hiding. A lot of us, it's like you want to combat words that were spoken over you, or situations that you were put into, things like that. So some of us, we try to become perfection, so no one can see the flaw.
Yeah.
You can't see it because I'm working so hard to be perfect, so you can't see where I'm broken.
Yeah.
So going to MPulse Summit, it's like something was just like ripped off. It was like, shoot, nope, no more hiding. No more hiding, no more lying, no more making up stories. We walking in authenticity. That's how we're walking, because I now know that I'm living for God. And I know I'm redeemed by the blood, because the thing about it is that when you spend so much time looking for worldly redemption, you just killing yourself. You killing yourself. The world will never redeem you. Ever. I don't care how many people say you're doing great. The world will never redeem you until you know that you are redeemed by the blood. Then you will constantly keep trying to people please and please those. Like, I don't do that anymore. I don't do that. I wake up every day before my feet even touch the God. I thank you. That's it. And then I go and I start moving and I start doing what I need to do. But it's like I know that I'm living for God, and I'm showing that to my family. I'm showing that to my kids. My kids won't even take a bite of food anymore without blessing that plate. So it's MPulse Summit, it won't just change you. It will change your family. It will change everything.
Karyn, are you telling me that one moment at Bronner Brothers, and something pulled you to the prayer tower?
Yep.
That the ball started rolling. Not that you didn't know the Father, but you were teeter-totting, playing both sides.
Playing both sides.
But you knew that there was a calling on your life, because you could feel the tug, you could feel the pull. And you said, I'm going to go to this prayer tower. And then from there, you see these breadcrumbs that lead you to where we are now. Yeah. Never been to black shows.
Never.
So you don't even know about a prayer thing at a Bronner Brothers. What is that about?
I was licensed this year, made 20 years as a licensed cosmetologist. Never been to a Bronner Brothers show.
Went to the Bronner show. First experience there. Went to that prayer booth because it was calling you. Got anointed and received something at the prayer booth, which took you to the next step of meeting a Michelin barber getting into the room, feeling a different atmosphere than any other educational atmosphere. And you said, I like it. There was a disclosure put that, hey, I'm going to talk about God, and if you got a problem with that, you can kind of leave now. Which said, okay, that's different too. That's
Right.
bold. What? You can talk about God and be a professional? Something you've never experienced before?
Ever.
All these different little experiences pull you closer and closer and closer and closer to Him. Tammy, which she helped you with receiving your salvation.
Yes.
You don't see her anymore until last month at Regroup MPulse Summit. Again, we're connecting the dots.
Literally.
Tammy says, oh, is that you? And it's instant like, wow. I was there. I saw all that. All this stuff was just happening in the spirit. Just stuff that's popping off. It's just a lot of engagement there. Tammy meets you today at your event.
Mm-hmm.
And again, another exposure or another experience of how the Father is just so detailed and precise with the way He plans and maneuvers things. And now tonight, out of all the times I could have called you, I call you tonight to set up this. I come out and call yesterday. I come out and call. Yeah, you picked up. I happened to call at the end as soon as y'all said, "In Jesus."
As soon as we, in Jesus' name I pray, amen. My phone rang.
Yes.
Instantly.
So if you don't get it, I mean, I don't know what else to do to show you that He is in your life and that He loves you and that He cares so much about you and that He's giving you all these signs and clues and confirmations. And you're getting to the point where you don't need any more signs.
Right.
You don't need any more confirmations. You can feel Him and you can hear Him. You spent a year with being discipled in prayer every morning.
Every morning.
Prayer, devotion, prayer, reconditioning your mind, resetting your mind. And now you're bringing your family to it. The magnetic pull on you is pulling your families. You're saving your whole house.
Amen.
Because of you being holy.
They say it only takes one holy person in the house.
Yeah. So that is something powerful. You've shared a lot with us today. And I think that with your words, that if someone has dropped in here and even listened for 5 or 10 minutes, I know they've been changed or been encouraged because you've had so many wonderful experiences. Still got one more question for you though. You know what I mean? I can't go without this question right here. As I end this show. Complete this sentence. Complete this for me, okay? I need you to complete this for me. If you've been running on fumes and still pouring into others, MPulse Summit is the what?
MPulse Summit is the refueling you need.
MPulse
is the refueling you need. Yes.
The refueling you need. The refueling. I like it. Say it.
Because it's true. Refuel yourself at Restore.
The refueling that you need. If you've been running on fumes, you still pouring out, MPulse Summit is the refueling you need. I love it. I love it. Hey guys, don't miss this opportunity. You gotta come, man. It's going down right here. MPulse Summit is the refueling you need. You need it September 27th through the 29th in June 2025. We're gonna rebuild you. We're gonna revive you, and we're gonna refuel you. That's what Karyn said, and we're going to restore you. 3
Don't
days.
let people talk you out of it.
Don't let them talk you out of it.
Talk you out of it.
Don't let them do it. Don't let them do it.
Don't let them do it.
You got to come through.
Oh,
You
that's
gotta
too
come
much
through.
money. Oh, that's this. No, don't let people talk you out of something that God is telling you to go do.
Right.
Do not let them do that. I'm telling you.
I love
it. It changed my life. Like in my life, personal, professionally, it just everything. It changed my life completely. Like I'm not even gonna keep telling y'all. Y'all gonna see me out here. Y'all gonna see me. Y'all already see me.
Yeah.
Y'all
gonna
already see what God is doing, how He's moving.
Yeah.
Y'all already see it. So stop playing with your life and lock in.
Hey, I'm gonna take a note from Micheline book. You know what I'm finna say, right?
Oh yeah.
I love you, and nothing you can do.
I love y'all too.
Lord have mercy. The whiskey got them bang live in the building. I dance on my dance here. You ready? Where them fans at? Where them fans at? Where them fans at? Give me one time.